Hey y'all, it's your girl Jamila with Lay It on the Line, and I would like to welcome back my girl Ine Divine. How you doing today, girl?
I'm good, girl.
All right, so before we get started, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button. So what I wanted to do today, I wanted to kind of piggyback off of last um, Lay It on the Line cocktails and conversation when we were talking about dating, because dating is something that everybody pretty much does. And lately, the new thing that it's not really new. I think people have been dating a lot, but more so a lot since the pandemic because a lot of people don't go out into the public as much. You do everything like work from home, you work online, you shop online, so you look for your man or your woman online,
Online.
you know. So I know like the younger generation, like kids, like 20 in their younger 20s, dating online is very popular for them.
Okay.
Um,
I think it's popular for all ages. I wouldn't
yeah.
specifically say just that age.
Right. Well, when I say very popular for them, because most people that's like teens and early 20s, a lot of times they don't really have themselves together.
Right.
So it's easier for them to go online to meet somebody versus like if you're working, you might can meet somebody at work or in your commute on your commute to work.
Right.
But I do know some older people because I got clients. I do know some older people, like some cougars ages or whatever you call like older women, some golden girls that they actually go online too, and they feel safer going online than just like meeting a person in person. For me, I I'm open to all of it. Meet somebody in person, meet somebody online. I think in my mindset, it seems like if you meet somebody online first, you get to kind of like learn them or at least hear the lies that they telling you if they're
Right.
not being truthful.
Right.
But when you meet somebody in person, it's just like instantly right there. You just got to know
You
them.
can vibe. You can feel their energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't know, they don't get to tell you anything. You just, as you're going along. But when you are online, you get to talk to them and kind of hear their stories before you get into it. Now,
Right.
do you have any experience with dating online that you can compare dating online or just randomly running into somebody?
I've attempted to do the online dating, and honestly, I think I realized I probably didn't want to do it.
Why not?
I was on one app and I think I swiped until there was nobody else available.
Now, see, that's the thing. You have to know the type of apps that you're on. I learned a long time ago that the Tinder app is a hookup app. So they have certain apps that people just like hook up. Like people in
I
the
was on
world,
Black
they
Gentry.
who?
Black Gentry.
I never heard of it. I don't really know a lot of dating apps except for the ones that come across Facebook or whatever. But I do know that somebody told me that the Tinder app is not like
Oh,
for
I don't do
serious
Tinder.
dating. That's just for
Yeah,
hookups.
I haven't done the Tinder. But honestly, I just feel like, again, I think the whole doing the app thing kind of made me wonder like if I'm really ready
Mhm.
or what. But I did notice, I know I probably mentioned it before, but getting to know somebody, there's like I'm I'm really, meticulous when it comes to that because I'm watching, right?
Mhm.
So from day 1 to day 7 is constant. Come day 7, it's almost like they fall off a cliff.
Mm.
So I just been doing that just for my own
Now, when
paying
you get to day
attention.
7, are you reaching out or are you just waiting and
I'm watching. Honestly, I'm sitting back trying to see how they communicate, how they reach out.
but
Um,
maybe they waiting for you to reach out as well?
so is there a book?
No, but I mean, you just got to think about it. Like, if they're online dating, they might have the same, concerns that you have. And they might not be used to it. And they might feel like, well, if I reach out too much, because, society puts so many on everything. You know what I'm saying? So, like, society might tell you, because we hear this on TV all the time, oh, you have to wait so many days before you contact her because that's going to make you look thirsty. I
Mm-mm.
don't think that. I think that if you're interested in that person and you really want to get to know them, why are you waiting? Why do you care what somebody else say? So reach out to him. So if you waiting on him, he might be waiting on you, and now y'all both miss an opportunity because y'all waiting on the next person.
Well, again, that's why I asked, is there a book? Because I see that
It might be a book.
it
Go
may
to
be, I feel
YouTube.
like, I feel like there's something here. You know how they do that, you know how Steve Harvey came out with that book for women,
And I thought
but
that was a really good book, but people hated it.
but I feel like there's a pattern right now to make me think like, is there something
Like the
going
rules to
on?
online dating.
Yeah.
And
So
yeah.
I just noticed that, but again, there's that 7 day mark, and it's not a who's reaching out. I just noticed like there's that, you know, fading.
Let's ask the viewers. Okay, so for the guys that are out there watching, if you go online to date and you use the dating apps, is there a certain window that you're looking in to date women? You know, like why is it that it seems like when it gets a week, you kind of like fall off, you're not consistent? Is it takes a week for you to decide, this one is not for me? Do you guys get busy? Do you really not use the app all the time? And it just seems like by seventh day, you're not hearing from them or
It's
whatever.
not even on the app. I mean, we're talking about on the phone.
Oh, talking. And see, that's another thing. Like when you meet somebody on the online or on the app, not even just online, like you can meet people, anywhere if it's not in person. But how long are you waiting, or what is your real expectations to hear from that person on the phone?
Well, my thing is, I've not.
Cause like don't text me or just keep messaging me for months and there hasn't been no talk about meeting me. You haven't even tried to hear my voice on the phone. Like to me, those are red flags. If I met you on Messenger, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, the dating apps, that's just typing. You know what I'm saying? At
Right.
what point do you decide, well, you know what, let me give this woman a call or let me call this man? Like for me, I just can't sit here and just keep texting with you and you have never picked up the phone and called me. We're not waiting 7 days for that.
I mean, I understand completely, and I'm not a texter,
Mhm.
So, and also I'm one of those people that I would sit my phone down and walk away from it. So
Mhm.
if I don't hear it ring, that little ding or whatever the alert is for a text
Yeah.
message, my phone will be in a room and I'll be in a whole another room. So if I don't hear the phone actually ring, honestly, I just looked at my phone and somebody texted me Monday.
Oh wow. See, I would be so
So,
mad texting you, and then I look back and I'm like, this heifer ain't text me back.
I mean, but again, I'm not a texter.
Mhm. So
So if
that's
you
something
don't
that you're
call
gonna
my
have to
phone,
communicate to the guys.
it's not, it's known.
Cause are you
So
not
like I'm
responding back to them when they're texting you within those
no,
seven
it's not
days?
it's not that. And again, you have my phone number, so it's not like you're texting me on the app.
Yeah.
So you're calling. But again, I just feel like I'm not, and I don't want to necessarily put it all on them.
Mhm.
I just noticed like if you call, I'll answer. I work from home. I have the ability to answer my phone or whatnot. So I'll answer. If I need to call you back, I'll answer and I say I'll call you back. I'll call back.
Mhm.
But again, I just noticed that after that 7 day mark, it's usually a
Going
fall
dry.
off. Yeah.
Yep. And
And
then that's when you got to start going back to swipe to see who else that
I'm not.
you're done with the
I'm done
online.
with. Yeah. I don't want to. Honestly, I want to. I'm sitting back.
Mhm.
I'm sitting back. I went out for Halloween. I met someone, and just the interaction was better.
Okay.
For me,
Meeting somebody in
just
person.
meeting somebody in person. I mean, we've not talked. I just know just the fact that having an actual conversation with somebody in person
Yeah.
is better, for me. So
Yeah.
I don't think I would do the online dating,
Well, it's not for
anymore.
everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's switch gears. All right, so as everybody know, I like to scroll social media, look at the different posts, see what's trending. And I saw this post on Instagram, but I first saw it on Facebook. One of my Facebook friends made a post, and he wanted to know if it was true, and it was Kareem Superhead.
Okay.
She was saying that men should marry sluts, and they should marry sluts because they could get head every morning. What's your take on that?
What's the definition of a slut?
Okay, so when I hear that, the first thing I think of is when Lil Kim was like, he's a slut, he's a hoe, he's a freak, got a different girl every day of the week.
That's what a slut is, and it's not necessarily the term. Slut itself is for women
Okay.
that are promiscuous.
Hmm.
right? So
And
somebody
is
to have
being
multiple partners.
promiscuous, is that something that is in the eye of the beholder? Like, can we break down what promiscuous is for the young women that's watching that don't know what that is?
Somebody that's
Because some
out,
young women don't know what a reputation is
I mean, that would be somebody that's out that has multiple sex partners.
at the same time.
Right.
Or
So,
maybe not at the same time, but back to back to back.
hey, some people get it how they live, so I don't
We
know.
listen and we don't judge.
Yes, exactly. But to each his own. I mean, I hate to say that that's not cute, but I can't judge anybody for how they live.
Right. So I had a pastor on the show, um, and she has an organization where she goes to middle schools and she talks to young girls and she tries to instill value in them and try to teach them about self-worth and let them know that you have to love yourself first.
Hmm.
Because if you don't love yourself, nobody else is
Of course.
gonna love you. And a lot of times the little girls or young women, they look for love in men. And I'm not gonna say that they looking for love in men because they didn't have a dad at home. I think it's just human nature. And they think that if I have sex with this man, that's gonna make him love me. If I have sex with this man, he's gonna like me and he's gonna do these things. And they need to know that, just because a man want to have sex with you, that does not mean that he's going to love you.
Of course.
Now when we get back to Superhead, I feel like Superhead is being honest, and that's her experience. That's her truth. You know what I'm saying? But I think that it is a lot of truth behind that. Men are very, very sexually motivated. And the reason that I say that men are very sexually motivated, and they always be like, what you bring to the table? You know what I'm saying? But men be trying to act like women don't bring nothing to the table. But if you take away that one thing that they say that they don't care about, they be about to lose their doggone mind. What was I telling you
Lose their
earlier?
mind, fighting people,
You know what I'm saying?
stalking.
Men do a lot of things behind a woman, but you act like you don't need a woman. You don't see the value in a woman. And when this woman say that a man will get head every morning if he married a slut, I don't even think it had nothing to do with being a slut.
Not at
I
all.
just think that if you give a man certain sexual attention, he's gonna do more for you if you didn't do that. And that's just how I see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that it's some truth because most men, they might not marry a woman like her, but they'll damn sure jeopardize their marriage for her, a
That's
woman
true.
like her.
That's true.
So if having sex or getting head is not important, then why would you jeopardize being at home with your wife and your children and your family for somebody that want to do that for you all the time? When you could just be good to that woman and maybe she'll do that for you all the time.
I think that's a problem with communication because what a lot of people, a lot of men may or may not realize is that sometimes you have a slut at home already.
Or you can turn her into one
you-
if you do the right thing.
You could, but this is the thing with women, especially when you get around
So
our
can
age.
you be a slut without being promiscuous? You could just be a slut for your man.
Yeah, I
Is he
mean,
gonna lose respect for you because
so that let's pause that right
because
there.
men be in their head and be like, ooh, who else you did? Who taught you
That
this?
part, but that's the problem because I feel like especially a man, when you pick your wife, you have these different, you're looking at these particular things in your wife. So if she's a little too on the freaky side,
Your insecurities go up.
right? But if she's, subtle, I mean, if sex is like passionate and, affectionate and these good things that makes you feel real comfortable, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if she asks you to choke her, then what are we looking at? Like, is something wrong with her because she asked to choke?
I mean, as long as she's not asking him to choke her out till she pass out, ain't nothing wrong with a little choking.
I mean, hey, I didn't say whatever, but I just feel like when you get older, women, when we get older, what we like starts to elevate a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We're not as innocent as we were when we were younger.
Right.
Per se. So it's like now these things that we used to think wasn't okay are now okay because now I'm grown.
Well,
I
is
can
it
do all
okay
these
now
things.
because society is so open and so overly sexualized, or is it okay because you're grown?
For me, I just feel like I'm grown.
Mm-hmm.
I do what I do,
Mm-hmm.
and And I'm gonna tell you, I do what I do. For the most part, I don't care. That's my
Mhm.
man.
Mhm.
But I feel like when you are doing what you do to everybody,
Mhm.
that's a different situation. But if my man come home one day and my hormones are through the roof, and it ain't no telling what you about to get when you walk through the door, then hey daddy, come holler at me real
Right,
quick.
right, right.
But that's a whole nother situation.
Mhm.
So yeah, knowing that your wife may not, who you married, may not be the same person sexually as you get older, but you have to understand that again, women change
Right.
as they
So,
get
what
older.
advice would you give to a man or to a couple who might have started out highly sexual and now, they only have sex if he asks for sex? And maybe the women, I think women, a lot of times, we get so caught up in life that you might not even realize that you haven't been giving your man sex. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So before a husband can go and cheat on his good woman, you knew that at some point before she might used to be very sexual. Guys don't think like how women think. Like it could be maybe her hormones are off. Maybe she's stressed about work. Maybe
Right.
something's going on at home. Something's with the family that's bothering her. What would you suggest to a man or to a woman to communicate better with each other to say, hey, I mean, I don't think a man should tell his wife, hey, you need to do this or I'm going to go cheat. But how can he communicate to her without being offensive to let her know, like, hey, you're not taking care of me? And how can she communicate to him, well, this is why it's this way? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel like being able to have an open dialogue for one. Hey, babe, can we talk? Is everything okay? I'm just noticing you off a little bit. But you have to be that type of attentive man to be able to do so.
Mm-hmm.
If you running around just as crazy as she, then you know what I'm saying? Like if your plate is full and you're not
Mm-hmm.
paying attention, but you just know you want sex when you want sex,
Right.
and she not giving it to you, then now we thinking about other things instead of you focus on the fact that look, she working, she got to take care of the kids. I know she went and took care of my mama. All of these different things that she's doing, and how is that working out? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Hey, I know you had a busy day. Let me holler at you
Mm-hmm.
today. You know what I'm saying? Like those type of things. Because honestly, it's not only a matter of if she coming for you, are you coming for her?
Right. I think people need to pay attention to each other. A lot of times we get so caught up in what we have going on with ourselves that we don't pay attention to the next person. I remember talking to somebody before that they were going through a divorce, and she told me that she hadn't even realized that she hadn't slept with her husband in months. Like sex just wasn't something that was on her mind. She loved her husband and she wanted to have sex with him, but it never dawned. She didn't even think that she was, didn't realize it. And of course, like the husband started cheating on her and that ended up causing them to get divorced. But had he maybe came to her and say, what's going on?
Right.
How can I help you? I noticed that, we haven't had sex or we haven't been intimate in a while. Just being attentive to your wife, you could have maybe let her unload some stuff off of her.
It made her feel better,
Made her
and now
feel
you done
better.
got you some head.
Exactly.
So
I think men are too quick to just try to find a solution and it's not always the right solution. Like
yeah.
just maybe take time to think about your wife and what's going on with her or your girlfriend or whoever the case may be and give her the opportunity to fix it. Bring it to her attention like, hey, you ain't been giving me nothing. And that's nothing like, is head more important than sex? Because if she's giving you sex, like why do y'all care if she give you head or not? Like
I think it depends on the person. It
the
depends on the
person.
person.
Okay.
Again, I I've met somebody that didn't like head,
Mhm.
which was different.
That would have been okay with me.
That part, which was different, but I have to say that it didn't bother me not one bit.
Mhm.
Because honestly, I'm more of, I'd rather have sex than oral anyways.
Mhm.
But it's it's not that big of a deal. It was just different. That
Did you have a reason for why he didn't like it? Bad experience.
I just feel like I'm trying to say it without saying it. I feel
Just
like
say
they
it.
didn't see
Lay it on the line.
they didn't see me as the person to do it.
Oh, okay, so you have to be special to do that now. My
But
hand
that's what I'm
itching. I'm
saying.
finna get some money, girl.
That's what I was saying about when you are that type of person. When somebody see you like as a wife, then it's some things that they don't want. But if they see you
They don't
as
want it at all, or they just don't want it unless it's from their wife.
no, I don't know as a wife, like they didn't want it, but they would go out and get it from a
Okay, I
slut.
get what you're saying. So that's just like how you have these men that be like, "Oh, I want a threesome, but I would never do that with my wife."
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like people see my wife is supposed to be this princess.
But don't your wife supposed to be compatible to you? Don't she supposed to be your best friend? Don't y'all supposed to share interests? If you want a threesome, wouldn't that wife be the person that you want to have a threesome with? Or would you just be like, oh, I don't want to share my wife with somebody else?
That's why, because
But you want to share yourself with a random person, but not your wife. Like, what's the point of having a threesome? Is it supposed to be like pleasure for everybody at the same time, but you're that selfish that you want to be pleased by two women, but you don't want to let your woman be one of the ones that's being pleased?
Because you don't want that opportunity or open that door for your wife to like that process.
But she's so you gonna cheat? No, this math ain't mathing.
But that's what they do.
So I think that men, if that's something that they want to do, and if that's not something that they see themselves doing with their wife, get that out your system before you ask somebody to be your wife. Because like, you don't go to be with somebody else. And I see like on a lot of the reality shows, you know, like they open that Pandora's box. And what you said, like sometimes that's the case where the girl end up liking the other person. I rarely hear of stories where the woman get to get two men. It's usually the woman have to be with another woman and a man. But unless that woman like women, I still don't see what she's getting out of it if she don't like women.
Right, but that's another reason why you wouldn't do it with your wife. If you know your wife don't like women, I know I'm not gonna get it with my wife, but I want it. So what do? I go to somebody that does.
How about you just get that thought out your head, or you should have did it before you got married?
I mean, that's true. That's true. But again, you have to know, you have to really know who your person is. You know what I'm saying? Because there are relationships where a guy can come and say, hey, for some reason, whatever the reason may be, I want to have a threesome. And she gonna look at you and say, excuse me? But then I'm not doing that.
Right.
You know,
those are conversations like when you're dating somebody, you should be asking all these type of questions because you need to know who you with, and you need to know what they're into. You know, like why would you get into a committed relationship with somebody and you don't even know
want a threesome?
Well, not even just want a threesome. Like you don't know what they desire. Like when I'm dating somebody, I'm asking. I don't even have to be dating nobody. I could be sitting here on my couch lay it on the line. I have questions. People don't ask enough questions. I have questions. What are you into? Now, I don't really care about what you did with somebody else. I need to know what you want to do with me. What is something that you are excited about? You know, and are you somebody that enjoy pleasing somebody else, or do you just only want to be pleased, you know? Because if you're a selfish lover, then that's not gonna work for me.
Right.
Don't want no pillow princess for a man.
I understand completely. I got you on that one. I don't know. I mean, like I say, you still have to know your person. You have to know who you're dealing with. You have to know their sexual desires. I think one of the things is, for me, there's a time for that conversation, especially in the dating world. So
what's the time frame in the dating world to have conversations about sex? Like, how soon is too soon, and when is it appropriate to talk about sex in a relationship?
I'm gonna tell you off the bat, within the first week, that's way too soon. I feel like I really don't know, but I think you'll know if you're comfortable with that person.
I think it's the chemistry, you know.
But that's what I'm saying. Like now I would say this. I pick up on things really quickly. Like if you say certain stuff, I'm going to ignore you, but then I'm going to come back and I'm like, are you being mannish? You know? And if some of the words that you say.
She's her age, y'all. Are you being mannish?
If certain stuff that you say make me feel like there's a sexual, you know, like references
intentions
then
are.
honestly, now I'm really paying attention to you,
Mhm.
because that's not what I want a relationship. That's not what I'm looking for
Mhm.
in a relationship. So, I mean, I'm not saying I don't want to have sex, but
Don't
that's
be
not going to
talking about
be
it on the first date.
right. We
I've
don't need to
had
be focused on that.
experiences like that where I went out on a date with a guy, and on the first date he was already talking about sex, and I'm like, red flag. It was a turn off. It made me very much uncomfortable. But I've also have dated guys that never brought up sex, and it just made me wonder, or maybe realize, that the guys that don't bring up sex ain't bringing it up because it's not an issue, because they getting it from somebody else. So we not going to be talking on the phone, and months and months and months go by, we haven't had a first date. That's an issue for me.
Right, of course.
We're not gonna chat online or on text messages for weeks before you give me a phone call. Like, those are the things that I look into when dating, especially like online, when you don't know the person. Like, I can't get to know you just by text, because one thing for sure, when you read a text message, you don't really know how they
It's
intend
been,
to say it.
hmm
So I need to hear your voice. I need to hear the sincerity. I need to hear your background.
right.
Like, there's no way that you could tell me that you're interested in me and you don't never try to make plans to see me.
Honestly, for me, I'm looking at 2 weeks phone calls to get a feel. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So 2 weeks is a thing. It can be a week, but a week to anywhere between a week and 2 weeks, then we schedule a date or whatnot and kind of see how we vibe.
Okay, what are first dates ideas?
Um,
Because that's a big thing right now in the dating world. People feeling like, well, not people, men in general, they are being frustrated with women because a lot of women are meal hustling, and we can't act like that's not real. It is a real
it's a
thing.
real thing.
They waste people time, and I think that there needs to be a clearer way of communicating that you are interested, or you how you can identify if a girl trying to waste your time. And I think how I just described, for me, a woman can know if a man is wasting her time if the lack of communication or lack of trying to see you without trying to have sex with you.
So I will tell anybody the best first date that I would suggest is to reach out to Intimately Twisted.
Me and Tony gonna come over there, not even for a first date, just for us to spice it up.
So the reason why I say that is
Okay.
because I know we mentioned before, you can have dinner,
Mhm.
just the two of you.
Mhm.
It's not like you're having dinner in a restaurant where y'all talking over. You
Mhm.
have all of this access, noise and whatnot. This is a very intimate, space where it's just you and that other person.
Mhm.
And then after dinner, you can sit down in front of, you can watch a movie, or you can just sit down and have conversations with each other,
Mhm. I
just
think that is
vibing.
real good. Just from the pictures that I've seen of it, it's very romantic and it's a whole vibe. And if you're really feeling that person and you want to get to know them, and I think that's where a lot of people struggle at. They don't talk and have conversations to get to know each other. But now we're in this romantic setting, so now I feel more comfortable and I'm more open to talk to you about a lot of different
Right.
things. And you could just share, because you don't have to worry about nobody else listening.
Hmm.
You could be yourself. It's just,
Yep.
girl, we're gonna have to book us a date over there.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, so we not looking at, um what do you call it, meal what?
Meal hustling.
Meal hustling. You're not looking at meal hustling. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? We're looking at an overall vibe. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? We can sit down, we can have conversations, we can get deep into a conversation, we can laugh, joke, we can watch TV. Again, it's a vibe. So
yeah.
then, then after that, do you like that person?
Mhm.
Do you not? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do I want to have another date with this person?
Okay, so I'm glad that you brought that up, because a lot of times people end up ghosting a person after a date. I think that that's kind of rude, and it doesn't give the next person the opportunity to grow. So like, let's say that we do go on a date and we do sit down and talk, and even if it's not like a romantic vibe, like you can go bowling or something like that, like you spend time with that person, you really know on a good date if that's somebody that you're interested in seeing again. And
Hmm.
I think that people need to be a little bit more open and honest about how they really feel. And if you don't feel comfortable saying it to them in person, once you get home, you should probably, like, you know what, I really had a good time, but I just don't think that this is gonna work for me. You gotta let them know, like, that you're not interested. You don't just disappear. That's like the rudest thing I think a person can do.
I feel For me, I feel like if I notice that you haven't reached out maybe the next day,
It wasn't a good date.
it wasn't a good date, or 2 days later, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because I feel like sometimes people need a little bit time to process how they feel about it. Um, Also, when you deal with somebody in person, it's like, how do we match? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we look together? You know what I'm saying? Like, can I deal? If you short, it's like, can I?
First of all, a lot of men in Houston gonna be short standing next to you
I
because
don't want
you're
to talk
taller than the
about
average
it.
man.
Now, I mean, and I understand that. So that's one thing that I'm really trying to be a little bit flexible on, but I think right now I'm just not highly focused on it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel you. All right, well, before we wrap this up, I want you to tell everybody where they can find you, because I know that it's going to be some men out there that be like, man, my anniversary coming up, I don't know what to do, and I need to find a good romantic date for my woman. Or there might be a woman out there and your husband, your boyfriend, your side piece, because there's privacy, you're looking for something to do for a special date night. Go ahead, Missy Nate. Let everybody know how they can book with you.
You can go to Intimately Twisted. We are on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Intimately Twisted. You can also reach me at Tori Ine on Facebook. Uh, on TikTok, it's Ine Devon. And I'm gonna fix all of this. Yeah, I'm gonna get all of it together at some point. But
Okay.
on IG, I am Miss T _ repertoire.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and schedule dates for me and my man. And once we do that, I'm going to have my photographer come and take pictures of us. And we're going to go ahead and promote you on our page to get you some more business.
Okay.
And we like to do ratings. So, I already know. I've had her cooking before. So I already know what to expect. But I would love to come and rate your establishment and enjoy a good vibe with my man.
Perfect.
So we'll be booking after this show. But next time I go, well, I ain't gonna say go live, but the next time I record, I would like to reunite with me, you, and Miles.
Okay.
Like the old days, and we could sit down and we just gonna chop it up about everything. So for you guys that are watching, if you have any topics or if you have any questions, anything that you want us to go over, go ahead and drop a comment or inbox us and let us know what you want to talk about, what you want to hear, what you want to see differently. Or if I've had a past guest and you have information on how to find them, just let me know and we'll go ahead and do that. So before we wrap it up, Missy Nate, do you have anything that you want to add?
Listen, take your time and pray on it. Sometimes I will definitely say pay attention to these red flags. Y'all stop ignoring red flags. You are really, really slipping on your gift of discernment. Mm-hmm. That is a definite gift of discernment. Pay attention to these red flags. Don't ignore them.
Yeah, definitely do what Missy Nate just said. I guess if I had to give any last advice when it comes to dating, I think that people need to take their time. Make sure that you have yourself together first, because you can't be good for somebody else if you're not good for you. You need to pay attention to you. If you're not in a good place, that's going to kind of spill over to somebody else. Yep. And you don't want to walk into a relationship with your baggage or with your depression or whatever issues you have. So work on you, fix you first, and once you have yourself together, you'll be good for somebody else. Because I know for me, if I see somebody and they look raggedy, they not taking care of themselves, I'm like, how the hell he gonna take care of me? He don't take care of himself.
Yep.
So love on yourself, take care of you, and do you, and then that right person is gonna come along.
Yep.
All right, sure. So thank you guys for joining us on Lay It on the Line. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you next time.